Hello student, today we are going to discuss about plastic. 12th chapter in 10th standard, page number 180. If you have textbook, you can go through this. See, the plastic, this word first given by Haeckel. Who is that? Haeckel. The plastic, that word given by Haeckel. Plastic means that is the double membrane organelle. This is the double membrane organelle that found in plant and some algae. Plant and some algae. This is the responsibility of the preparation of own food material and storage. What is the main function of the plastic? Means the prepared in own food material and that material will storage on itself. That is the plastic. See, this plastic basically divided in two types. What are that? First one, leucoplast. Leucoplast. See, leucoplast. Leucoplast means that is colorless plastic. This is colorless plastic. Then how this involved in food preparation means the leucoplast is not involved for food preparation. At the same time, the preferred food material will storage. So the leucoplast involved in storage function. On the basis of food material, the storage that divided in three types. What are the types? First one, amyloplast. First one what? Amyloplast. And second one, leoplast. Second one was eleoplast and areoplast. Eleoplast. And third one, eleroplast. See, the amyloplast and responsibility of the storage starch. This is the responsibility of the storage starch. Eleoplast, the stored in fat and oil. And eleroplast will store in protein. See, this is not having your textbook, just you take a notes. Say the leucoplast means that's not involved in food preparation and function, but the storage functions will involve the leucoplast. The leucoplast they having in three types. Amyloplast, the stored in starch. Eleoplast stored fat and oil. And eleroplast, the stored in protein. And one more type, chromoplast. This is the first one. This is second one, chromoplast. Chromoplast means the containing pigment. Chromoplast means the containing pigment. This also in one type of the plastic. The leucoplast also the in plastic. This type of the plastic the present in pigment. So the which pigment that present on the basis of the pigment that having in some types of chromoplast. What are the first one? Chloroplast. Which one first? Chloroplast. And second one, rhodoplast. And third one, phaeoplast. And fourth one, proplastic. And fifth one, etioplast. So, like that the present in plastic. Chloroplast means what? That is the responsibility of the green pigment. Which pigment want to present the inside of the chloroplast? They are present in green pigment. Green pigment. And then rhodoplast. Rhodoplast containing red pigment like picoxanthin. Which pigment want to present that rhodo? Red pigment. Sometime asking them competitive exams. The rhodoplast is the responsibility of the pigment. Like that asking me, just want to write in red pigment, the responsibility of the photosynthesis. And then the pyroplast. This pyroplast the containing in yellow and brown. Brown and yellow. And then the proplastid or non-lamellar sac. This is the non-lamellar sac. And then etyloplast means the presence of the without pigment of the lamella. Here the without pigment of the lamella. This is without pigment. Lamella. And this one non-lamellar sac-like structure. Non-lamellar sac-like structure. So, like that the types that present in chromoplast also. Chromoplast means the present the responsibility of the yellow, orange and red color. Because of you see the presence of the fruit and flowers, the maximum the present in yellow color and brown color, rose color are like that. Some attractive colors only. That attractive colors the responsibility of the chloroplast. The presence of the pigment. The presence of the pigment are classified in some types. What are the types? In this session, we will discuss about only in chloroplast. We will discuss about only in chloroplast. This chloroplast, this word given by, first this word chloroplast word given by Schimmer. Who is that Schimmer? This person first will give the chloroplast, that word. At the same time, who is the first to find out that chloroplast? The chloroplast first to find out in Leeuwen van Wyk. Leeuwen van Wyk. This person then first to find out or first to introduce in the chloroplast. And chloroplast, that word given by Schimmer. See, first I will explain about the structure. Before that, you know, the science means the diagrams that having means that enough. You write the briefly that answer, you will get the full mark. See the chloroplast, the structure of the chloroplast. See the structure. What are the consisting part that present? First you have to find out that. You know that labels means you write the one by one. See the structure of the chloroplast the present in envelope. So the first consisting part in envelope. What are the consisting part of the chloroplast means you have to write that the first they are present in envelope. Envelope means the surrounded layer. Surrounded layer in chloroplast. See, this is the chloroplast structure. Chloroplast ultrastructure. The consist part in first envelope. First envelope. See, the envelope means the surrounding membrane or covering layer. See the diagram, the presence of the layer in two layers the surrounded in chloroplast. So, envelope you have to write chloroplast envelope as outer and inner membrane. So, the outermost layer is called in outer membrane and inner layer is called in inner membrane. The separate of the membrane is called intermembrane space. So, the intermembrane space only the separated in outer and inner membrane. And second one, stroma. Second one was stroma. See, the stroma matrix the present in inside of the cell membrane. Where present the matrix? Matrix means they are having, they are mentioned here indicated in some dots. The dots is considered in matrix. Where present that? That matrix the present in the inside of the cell membrane, that is called in stroma. So the stroma where present means they are present in the inside of the membrane. That space filled in matrix substance. That matrix substance is called stroma. It contain 70 as ribosomes. 70 as ribosome and circular DNA. Circular DNA. This is a stroma. This stroma consists in, this is the ribosomes. this one in ribosome, and here present in circular DNA, and then here present in the starch granules, and then lipid, drop of the lipids. This is the drop of lipids. Drop of lipids. These all are present in stroma. And then the ribosome is the main responsibility protein synthesis. Protein synthesis. And next one, thylakoid. Next one, thylakoid. It consists of thylakoid membrane that enclosed. It is consist in thylakoid membrane. It enclosed in thylakoid lumen. See, here present the chloroplast inside the present in thylakoid. I will draw in separately the thylakoid structure. This is. This is thylakoid. This is the thylakoid membrane. And this lumen, thylakoid lumen. And then the thylakoid form a stalk of disc-like structure. Disc, you know the CD disc, like that. See that, like that they are present in that structure. This is thylakoid. And then grana. See, some of the thylakoid are arranged. Some of the thylakoid, that means you see, this is the thylakoid. Thylakoid is then arranged in grana. That grana disc stalk one above the others. That means that one here present and above the present in number of granas. So the number of granas will composed in thylakoid, and these stalks are termed as grana. This stalks is called in grana. That means the group of the disc-like structures is called in grana, and they are interconnected to each grana by interconnected to each grana. This is the one grana. This is one grana. This interconnected each granas, they are present in channel. That channel is called in fruct channel. Which channel they are present in? Fruct channel. Somebody will ask, where present in fruct channel? Why they are present? What they are necessary? Like that, anyone asking me, just want to say the fruct channel the present in chloroplast itself. Why they are presenting means because of the grana interconnected in granum. They are interconnected in the granum. The presence of the channel is called in fruct channel. See, let us quickly revise the today's session. The plastid, that first this term is introduced in Haeckel. The plastid is the double membrane organelles the present in plant and some algae. It is the responsibility of the food preparation and storage. The plastid basically divided in two types, leucoplast and then chromoplast. Leucoplast is further divided in three types, amyloplast, eleoplast, erythroplast. Amyloplast the responsibility of the starch storage. Erythroplast the responsibility of the protein. Eleoplast the responsibility of the fat and oil. And then chromoplast. Chromoplast also they having in some types. What are that? The based on pigment. The chromoplast is one type of the plastid. The chlorophyll pigment that present means that is called in chloroplast, or brown color that present means that is called in rhodoplast. In this sessions we will discuss about in chloroplast structure. The chloroplast, the double membrane is surrounded, that is the envelope, outer membrane and inner membrane. The separation of the membrane is called in intermembrane space. The inside of the membrane, the presence of the matrix substance, that substance is called stroma. Stroma consists in 70S ribosome and circular DNA and drop of lipids and then starch granule space. The 70S the ribosome the responsibility of the record protein synthesis, and thylakoid. Thylakoid the present in disc-like structure. The grana will composed in one by one will be formed, that is called in grana. Granum is then plural. Granum means the singular. And then grana is interconnected. The channel is called in fruct channel. Are you understood now? Thank you. Student, before completing the chloroplast structure, how look they are present in the structure, what are the consisting part is completed. Now we'll explain about the function of chloroplast. Function of chloroplast. What are the main function of the chloroplast? First one, photosynthesis. Why this involved photosynthesis? Because of the chloroplast consists in chlorophyll pigment. The chlorophyll pigment that present means will involved in photosynthesis function. This photosynthesis functions that are involved means will get the energy, will utilized for future activities in that particular organ. And second one, fat synthesis or storage of lipid. Synthesis of fatty acids also. Synthesis. So fatty acid and storage of lipids and starch. Storage of fatty acid and storage of the lipids and starch. Formation of chloroplast. And next one, formation. Please note out, this is the 2 mark question. What are the function of the chloroplast means? Very simple. The chloroplast involved in photosynthesis function and synthesis of the fatty acid, storage of the starch and storage of lipids. Formation of chloroplast. This is the function of chloroplast. And then now I will explain about photosynthesis. 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 Photo means light. Photo means what? Light. So photo, light. Synthesis. Synthesis means to build. So autotrophic nutrition type of the plant. That means which plants are present in green pigment. That plant are some algae. Some bacteria also that are utilized. That kinds of the organism that with the help of the chlorophyll pigment will prepare in one food material. That is autotrophic nutrition. The energy, these kinds of the organism, that means the plant or algae or some bacteria, the organism, the energy getting from sunlight. How that organism getting from sunlight that energy means because of they are utilized in chlorophyll pigment. That pigment they are involved in photosynthesis process. What that process means? That is the photosynthesis process. In this process, carbon dioxide combined with water. In this process, carbon dioxide combined with water in the presence of sunlight. In case then why they are mentioning in presence of the sunlight means because of the sunlight also one of the raw material of photosynthesis. In this concept, before that you want to know what are the raw material of photosynthesis. They are having in some raw materials. What are that? Water, carbon dioxide, sunlight and chlorophyll. These are all want to need for photosynthesis. Anyone will have some means that time is not involved, that photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is not involved means that particular organism not possible will get that energy. See, that during the sunlight, why they are mentioning that during the sunlight means because of the maximum plant will involve the photosynthesis process during the daytime. Why? Because of that happening in sunlight during the daytime only. So carbon dioxide combined with water. So the carbon dioxide, what is the chemical formula of the carbon dioxide? CO2. Combined with the water, what is the chemical formula of the water? H2O. In presence of the sunlight. You have to frame that equation. So this is the presence of the sunlight and chlorophyll. So sunlight and chlorophyll. Carbon dioxide combined with water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to form carbohydrate. Carbohydrate means the glucose. C6H12O6. This is the glucose chemical formula. At the same time, not only will form the glucose, at the same time during this process, oxygen is released as a byproduct. Oxygen is released a byproduct. So, during the photosynthesis, that time which substance or which byproduct will produce or will release, like that asking means just want to write oxygen. This is the byproduct. See, this is the equation of the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis equation drive, or you write, anyone asking me, just you write this. This also you take and write in then words formation. This is the full form of the CO2 in carbon dioxide, H2O in the water. The presence of the sunlight and chlorophyll will be formed in carbohydrate. Which carbohydrate here produced or will be formed? Glucose. At the same time, here byproduct oxygen will released. This is the photosynthesis. See, here presence of the glucose. This is the energy. This carbohydrate is the energy. So, during this process, the chemical energy utilized for life energy with the help of the sunlight. This is the chemical energy. Here the presence of the chemicals, the carbon dioxide and then H2O with the help of the sunlight will be produced in the life energy. So, the light energy is converted to the life energy. Like that also somebody is told. The light energy is converted to the life energy. And then where does the photosynthesis occur? This photosynthesis where is occur? So, the maximum plant, that means the leaves and then stem. So, which place the presence of the chlorophyll pigment or appearance in green color? That area, that cells the responsibility in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis occur in green parts of the cell or green part of the plant, such as leaves and stem and flower parts, the buds also. Some buds also are present in green color. So, that is the occurring in photosynthesis area. And then photosynthetic pigment. What are the pigment that are present in photosynthetic? Photosynthetic pigment that are present in photosynthesis. So, the photosynthesis want to complete the process means that before that want to need the pigment. What are that? That is the primary pigment and secondary pigment. You know the chlorophyll. This is the chlorophyll. This chlorophyll the responsibility of the chloroplast. This is the responsibility of the chloroplast. Chloroplast here consists in chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, chlorophyll C and D, E. Like that the pigment are present. Primary pigment means the chlorophyll A only the primary pigment. Other than remaining all are in accessory pigment or secondary pigment. It's not a necessary pigment. And then pigment involved in photosynthesis are called photosynthetic pigment. So, during the photosynthesis, which pigment are involved, that pigment is called photosynthetic pigment. So, anyone asking photosynthetic pigment means what? So, responsibility of the pigment. Photosynthesis responsibility of the pigment is called in photosynthetic pigment. And then the pigment are of two classes. Pigment are of two classes. What are that? First one, primary pigment and secondary pigment. Primary and secondary. Primary means what? That is the first. Secondary means in second one. Primary pigment. See, the primary pigment in first one, second one in secondary pigment. See, the primary pigment and accessory pigment. Chlorophyll A is the primary pigment. This is the chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A is a accessory pigment. And then pigment that trap solar energy and converted into electrical and chemical energy. That means the chlorophyll pigment A is the responsibility of the electric energy is converted to the life energy or chemical energy. Why here mentioning in the electric energy means because of the chlorophyll A is the directly involved in photosynthesis. That means the trap the sunlight. அந்த sunlight என்ன பண்ணும் ஈஸியா அப்சர்வ் பண்ணும். So the absorb பண்ணக்கூடியவங்க யாரு அப்படினா that is the chlorophyll A. So the chlorophyll A, what is the main function means into electrical and chemical energy, that is called a reaction center. Other pigments such as the chlorophyll B, this is the reaction center. So the reaction center, that which pigment the responsibility means chlorophyll A, and other than pigment, that is the B, chlorophyll B, that is the responsibility of the secondary pigment as such as the chlorophyll B and carotenoid. And then carotenoid. See, chlorophyll B and carotenoid are called in accessory pigment as they pass on the absorbed energy to chlorophyll A. So the chlorophyll A they are present. This one then trap, and this B, chlorophyll B want to travel from B to A. So the chlorophyll A they are involved in absorbing functions. Where to getting that absorbing means then from chlorophyll B or carotenoid. And then reaction center chlorophyll A and the accessory pigment harvesting center together are called in photosynthesis. So this is the reaction center, this is the harvesting center. So the reaction center and harvesting center, they are both this called in photosynthesis or photosystem. This is called photosystem. Photosystem. This is the reaction center in chlorophyll A. This is harvesting center. So the reaction center chlorophyll A and harvesting center the chlorophyll B or carotenoid, both is called in photosystem. The together are called in photosystem. And role of sunlight in photosynthesis. Next session we will discuss about role of sunlight in photosynthesis. What is the main functions there, how that involve that process in photosynthesis with the help of the sunlight.